Hello, my name is Rachel and I'm here today to do a TBR for 2 readathons. Now, if you can hear, I am still sick. I haven't filmed in a while because I've been sick and it's fucking sucked. But I'm feeling a bit better now, so I'm going to film today, but if my voice does still sound pretty bad, that's why. I'm sorry. I'm going to do a TBR for the QueerLit Readathon round 4. I'm surprised that's on round 4. I've taken part in 2 of these before, I think, and I really enjoy it. I think it's a really fun readathon, so I'm going to be doing that. And then I found a new readathon that is called Ready's Happy Holigays round 2. I didn't know about this for round 1, but I know about it now and I'm excited. Now, I can't remember the specific dates, but basically, one of them starts on the 1st and runs for a week, and one of them ends on the 9th and it's ran for a week. I can't remember the dates, but basically I'm just going to do both of them because then I get 9 days of gaying instead of 7, so it seems like a good deal to me. So I'm going to do TBRs for the both of them in this video. I mean, it's just one TBR for those 9 days, but yeah, I may as well put them both in here. And yeah, I'm going to start with the Holigays one because that has like proper prompts, and then I'll move on to the bingo board for QueerLit Readathon and let you know which ones for the Holigays one cross off things on the bingo board, and then I have some extras cross more things off on that bingo board. I will leave either Goodreads groups, announcement videos, whatever it is that I find. I will leave it in the description box below in case that you want to take part in any of these readathons. I think I'm probably going to put this up on the 1st, which is the first day of the readathon. Whichever one it is that starts on the 1st. So yeah, that's going to be happening. You can take part if you want to. So starting with the Ready's Happy Holigays, the first question is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, or should I say Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer reader coming out story. I think this is a coming out story. Not absolutely certain because I haven't read it. It is Birthday by Meredith Russo, and this is Meredith Russo's new book this year. I don't know if this came out in a hardback first or if she just brought it straight out in paperback, because I only heard about it from people talking about a paperback, so that's a bit strange. They're usually in hardback first. I have read If I Was Your Girl by Meredith Russo and absolutely loved it, so I really wanted to pick this one up, even if it does have the cheap tacky sprayed edges that I hate. And this is about Eric and Morgan. They were born on the same day, at the same time, in the same place, and they've always been friends. And it says that they grow apart as they grow up, and Eric's expected to get a football scholarship, but he doesn't know if he wants one. Former quarterback Morgan feels utterly alone as she wrestles with a difficult choice to live as her true self, and both of them are struggling, and I think they lean on each other for help. So I think this is a coming out story in terms of coming out as a trans person, but I'm not absolutely 100% sure. If I Was Your Girl was anything to go by, I'd probably say that was a definite. And I have heard some reviews of this, although I don't really go into reviews that much of books I haven't read because I never want spoilers. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a coming out story, but if it's not, soz. The second prompt is a heart miser. Read a grumpy soft ship like Slytherin Hufflepuff. So I'm thinking this basically means like a carry-on Baz and Simon, like someone who's really moody and shitty and the other one's kind of loving and nice, and yeah, they get together. Now, I read this month that's just gone, Style by Chelsea M. Cameron, and I really enjoyed it. I wouldn't say it was the best. It's not, you know, the highbrow of literature, but I absolutely loved it and I thought it was really fun. It's about these 2 girls who get together in high school. It's very predictable. It's very, you know exactly what you're getting going in. But I enjoyed it. I will live inside a picture, hopefully. And she has a second book that says it's in this series. It says it's like Style number 2. However, it doesn't follow the same characters. So it is called Chord, and it is also by Chelsea M. Cameron and also narrated by Sophie Daniels. And that's the one I'll be reading for this, because the other one had this like Slytherin Hufflepuff type relationship with someone really nice and someone who was grumpy but really protective and that sort of vibe. Reading the blurb for the other one, it sounds pretty much exactly the same, which I'm in for because I liked it. So yeah, I'm going to be listening to the audiobook for Chord, and I've put that up here. It's about 2 girls who meet in college and they think they're going to like start their life again and get boyfriends and, you know, live the life they've always wanted to lead. And then girls are in the way. We know what we're getting with those kind of stories. Number 3 is Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire. Read a book with a slow burn romance. Now, I don't know if this has a slow burn romance. What I do know is that the first one left me thinking that there's going to be a slow burn romance. So it is Find Me by Aciman. can't believe I haven't read this yet, but obviously I just find it intimidating. I really, really loved Call Me By Your Name. It was my favourite book in the year that I read it, and it has just come on leaps and bounds, and I think about it often. So I'm a little bit intimidated to read this, but I do really want to read it. And I'm counting this as slow burn because I know that we still get a bit of Elio and Oliver in this one, but obviously there's a prologue at the end of Call Me By Your Name that makes it pretty concrete whatever happened in the end. So even if we see them together in this, I feel like they're not going to be together, if that makes sense. Sorry if I just spoiled anything for anyone, I tried to keep it vague. I'm really excited for this one. I'm really excited to follow the father because I think Elio's dad is one of the loveliest. It's always something that I really notice because my parents are super accepting of like me and being bi and everything like that. And I think I notice it a lot more when I see it in films and in TV shows and books and whatever, because they always portray the parents as unaccepting, and I don't really find that relatable. I know, privileged, very, very thankful for that, but it does mean that it is really nice when I see parents being accepting in books, because I'm like, not everyone's a dick. And, you know, Elio's parents were never dicks, so I really enjoy this book in that way, and I know his father's supposed to be in this quite a bit. So yeah, super excited for this. Really, really want to read this. I hope I get over the intimidation and get it read, because I'd really like to read it in 2019. Next we have The 12 Days of Christmas. Read a book with a cast of queer characters, and for this I picked Pulp by Robin Talley, which has been on TBRs quite a few times and I just haven't picked it up yet, and I don't know why, because I've read the first chapter of this and absolutely adored it. So I really, really, really want to get to it. This is following two timelines, and this is why I've put it for cast of queer characters, because we're following two different timelines and two protagonists. We're following someone in the 50s called Janet, who is writing lesbian pulp fiction. That's why it's called Pulp. She's writing lesbian pulp fiction. And then we follow someone nowadays who is doing a research dissertation type paper on this writer and on that lesbian pulp fiction in the 50s. So we've got two queer women there, and then we've got whatever queer women they are dating as well, because I know Janet is definitely in love with her best friend and it says she must keep it a secret. And then it just talks about Abby as in someone who's researching it. I don't know if she's queer, but I'm guessing she probably is. But yeah, that's at least 3. I'm guessing there's definitely going to be more, so that's why I picked this one for cast of queer characters, and I've wanted to read it for ages. So yeah, I've only read one Robin Talley and I've absolutely adored it. It was As I Descended, and I've recently picked up another one of her books that I want to try and read for this readathon because it sounds amazing. I really want to blow through the Robin Talley because I really enjoy her writing, so we're hopeful. Plus Robin Talley's a lesbian, so, you know, she knows what she's talking about. And then the last one is Read a Book with Blue on the cover. And for this, I mean, it's not really blue. It's got the slightest bit of blue, but I'm counting it. It is The Prom by Sandra Mitchell with Bob Martin, Chad Beguilin and Matthew Schuyler. This R is blue. That's what I'm counting it as. Now, if you've watched my channel for a while, you might know I got really, 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 really into musical theatre at the start of this year, because I've been writing a book where one of the main characters is really into musical theatre and he wants to be on the stage and everything. And so whenever I was writing his character, I'd always be putting musical theatre songs on and albums and all that sort of stuff to try and get me in the mood for it. And one of the ones that I listened to was Prom, which has an amazing soundtrack. Absolutely love it. And so the fact that this has come out now is really, really exciting, because I've really been intrigued by the story for a long time. Prom is about a girl called Emma, and she is going out with Alyssa? Yes, she's going out with Alyssa, and basically she wants to take her to the prom, but they live in like a backwoods American kind of town where like we don't like gays yet because we're backward and ridiculous. And so it's kind of about them being like, no, we should be able to go to prom together as dates, and them fighting the system to go to prom. That's what this is about. This is extremely short, but that makes sense to me because obviously the play is only like 2 hours, so that's probably why it's so short. It's got, you know, a limited amount of stuff to go on. But yeah, super excited for this. We love a lesbian, so we've got those. I'm not going to be doing the group read. The group read is for Tarnished Are the Stars. I'm also skipping the group read on the QueerLit Readathon. I can't remember what the group read is, but I'm just not a group read kind of person. Unless it's something I really want to read and I already own it, I'm probably not going to do a group read. So anyway, there are all the books that I've picked for the Holigays readathon. So in terms of the QueerLit Readathon and what we're counting for, number 2, which was Chord, I'll try and insert a picture, that one is going to be crossing off. I haven't got that to cross off anything yet. However, there is a box on the bingo board for disability rep, which I'm going to keep open because in her first book, one of the girls that she was going out with, she had one leg shorter than the other and she'd had to have like operations trying to even her leg, but she still had a limp and she was really self-conscious about it. And so it was a really good representation of something that I've not seen in books a lot. So I'm going to keep that open. We could have disability rep because I just feel like she did it really well in the other one. She might bring it in and bring some rep in there, but I don't know. So that's like a maybe. Then we have the Prom, which is crossing off new author because I've never read anything by any of these before. We have Birthday, which crosses off Transpec, Own Voices, and a rainbow cover because of this candle is like a rainbow and it's got sprayed edges. And we have Pulp, which is Own Voices because Robin Teller's a lesbian, as I said. It's also historical fiction because some of it takes place in the 50s. And then Find Me. I mean, I'm sure I could fit it in somewhere. I'll put it on the one with the question marks. Okay, we'll do the one with the question marks, the free one. We'll do most anticipated release of 2019. That's gonna be that square. Okay, so that's there on the bingo board. And then we've got some other ones that I have to show you. So the first one is one that I don't have here and I don't really know if I'm gonna read, but it is Every Heart a Doorway by Seanan Maguire. I've never read this book, which everyone's obsessed with, which is kind of crazy. So this will be a new author to me. Obviously I've already crossed this one off, but you know, overachiever. I've got this on audiobook. The audiobook's only like 4 hours, so I feel like I could read that. It could be enjoyable and I might enjoy it. I like things like Wicked and, you know, stuff that like goes behind the scenes of stories, and I also really love like Aciman, Narnia and all those sorts of things, so I feel like I could really enjoy something that's kind of it sounds like when the curtain closes it's like what happens then, and so I'm intrigued by it, but we'll see. Obviously this is about people who go to other lands, so like Alice in the Rabbit Hole, Narnia, Behind the Cupboard, whatever. It's about when they come back to civilization and trying to fit into civilization, but like they're fucked because they've been to another place, so it's about like trying to get them back on track and that sort of a thing. We're excited for that one. I'm going to try and read that one, I think. Then I have another one for historical fiction, although I wouldn't really say it was that historical. I mean, it's 1993, but we'll say it's historical, and that is Miseducation of Cameron Post. I'm going to hold this book up again. I really want to finish this before the end of the year. I don't hate it anymore. I didn't like it at first, and I think it's because I don't like child narrators. And she grew up and I really started enjoying it, but I take part in so many readathons that I just put books down and then I don't pick them back up. It's a real problem that I have. But I really do want to finish this, so much so that I actually used my Audible credit last month to get the audiobook of this so that I can finish it for this readathon. So I'm actually quite excited and I do think I'm going to finish it, but by audiobook, which is fine for me because like YA and audiobooks go really well together for me. Then we have one that we're going to have fingers crossed for that it comes in time. So this is Kim Reaper Volume 2, which I got a Thought Bubble recently, which is like a comic convention in England, and I was really excited for it. This is about like a vampire Grim Reaper sort of story. Well, there's two girls who look cute and they're together and I'm excited for that. However, this is Volume 2. I have ordered Volume 1. It has not been delivered yet. So we are hopeful that it comes in time and I can read it for this readathon. I think it's set to come on like the 8th, and obviously my readathon finishes on the 9th. So we'll see, we'll clean it fine. But if it comes in time, I will be reading the Kim Reaper graphic novels and they will cross off the graphic novel square. Then we have Own Voices London Calling by Claire Lydon. Claire Lydon is a big name in lesbian romance fiction. I haven't read anything that she's written, and so I really want to pick one up. This is her series called London Calling, but like they've all got London in the title. So like one's called The London of Us, the London something, London something. From what I've read of this, I actually did start an audiobook and I didn't like the audiobook, so I decided to order the book and read it properly. But what had happened so far is the main character, her girlfriend had been cheating on her, I think with her best friend, and she walked in on them, I think, and then she moved back home. So I think she was living in Australia, and then she moved back in with her parents and went home, and it's about her trying to like date again, but she's been hurt, blah blah blah, the usual conventions of gay shit. I'm hoping that it's very good because she is, yeah, a big name, so I would hope that it would be. And then the last book I have crosses off Own Voices, but it also crosses off bi/pan main character, which means I will get a line on the bingo board, which is exciting. And it is Our Own Private Universe, also by Robin Talley. I wanted to read this forever, and I'm so glad that I finally have a copy of it. In this, we follow a girl called Akai, and she is bisexual. She knows she's bisexual, but she's never been with a girl or done anything like that. She just knows that she is. And she goes, I think, is she at summer camp or she's on a trip? Yeah, a group trip. And she meets a girl called Krista who is slightly older, far more experienced. And it seems like the perfect opportunity to test the waters with being bi. But this girl has a boyfriend already, and it's like, is this just experimenting for the summer or is it more? I'm guessing it's going to be more. Super excited for this one. I'm so glad I have this cover because I think this is the really, really pretty cover. The other one I don't think is as pretty. So excited for this. And yeah, they are all the books that I'm hoping to read. Obviously, it's 9 days and that's a lot of books, so we're not holding too much hope out. However, that's a graphic novel, so I read those fast. That I'm halfway through, and I read audiobooks really fast because I can read them at work, and Pulp's on audiobook, and obviously I can read that at work as well. I think I will at least hit half of these, which I will be more than happy with. That's really great. We're super excited. If you are taking part in either of these readathons, please let me know down below and let me know what you are hoping to read. I will be very, very interested. Hopefully this will go up at least today or tomorrow, which is the first, and it's the first day of the readathon, so it needs to go up today or tomorrow. Who knows? We'll see how lazy I am with editing. But yes, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!